Sup YouTube, it's Decklists TCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG uploads, so of course be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And if you like the video at any given point, feel free to leave a like. It helps out the channel tremendously. It is super effective on the channel and I'm forever grateful if you would do so. With that being said, we're going to be checking out the results of the Merida Regionals. Happened last weekend in Mexico with over 1,100 players, and Azul GG was able to take it all down with Miraidon EX. We already take a look. We've tested out the Miraidon, the first place winning list already, so definitely check that video out if you haven't already. Miraidon EX, a lot of them in the top 8, but today this video is all about the top 32 deck list. Will we see something unique? This is the Prismatic Evolutions format. The Budew is in a lot of decks out there, item locking like a maniac. And sometimes you also see some Regigigas and Lugia floating around, so that's the only two cards that actually have an impact on this format. But because of Budew, and you can slow the opponents down, decks like Gardevoir and Dragapult are very popular. Today we're going to be taking a look at the results. And the first results we're going to be taking a look at are the statistics, to be honest, because you want to be knowing what's going to happen for EYC for the upcoming events, right? We saw the most successful decks. These are actually the decks that converted into day 2. There were 37 Dragapult decks in day 2, 33 Gardevoir decks, 32 Lugia decks. That seems to be the most popular decks. These are like the 3 horsemen of the format, very, very strong. But then 21 Miraidons. And the cool thing is with those Miraidons, 4 of them converted into top 8, which is ridiculous. Then 16 Raging Bolts into day 2, 10 Archetypes, a little bit of Snorlax Stall, as in every tournament, Cerulege, Cloth. Now we are going a little bit to the roguish side, although Charizard and Regidraco were the best decks before Prismatic Evolutions, but Budew being in a lot of decks out there really put them down a tier, so they're probably going to be tier B moving forward. So let's check out some lists, shall we? So 1,151 players in total. So as mentioned here, Azul GG being able to win with Miraidon. So let's take a look at this Miraidon 60, shall we? So what do we see here with this exact 60 is that yeah, there is no Zapdos in here. That's the first thing that I actually noticed when actually playing with the list as well. No Zapdos from Pokemon Go, boosting your damage output to 230. It seems to be less relevant. We have 2 copies of Iron Hands and 16 basic lightning energies, so your generators are a little bit more successful. The A-Spec card of choice is Secret Box over the Prime Catcher, so just to find all of your combinations, Secret Box can find yourself an additional Arven, can find yourself yeah, an electric generator, so it is the best A-Spec for Miraidon. And also a cool thing I noticed is that there is a Rotom V in there. If Miraidon is going first, you can actually get that in play through the means of Tandem Unit, the ability on Miraidon EX, and then Insta Charge on your very first turn, so that's gonna allow you to just get more cards in hand in general, which is always awesome. Definitely because you can then start gusting up with Balsasaurus, Luminian Balsasaurus, all that. Area 0 under that goes wide because you have the Pikachu, the Terra Pikachu right there. So Miraidon back on top, and for a good reason. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 Miraidons in top 8, believe it or not. And there's a lot of aggro-based decks. We have Mauricio Patino from yeah, the United States as well. Gouging Fire. Yeah, it was Gouging Fire against Miraidon in the finals. I don't know who wrote the script for that tournament, but you never expected this, right? So this Gouging Fire deck plays 2 copies of the Entei, also the Forest Sealstone, and the Delphox. The cool thing with this is that people have been playing less and less Manaphy. At least that's what I've been looking around, and when I check out some deck lists, people are playing less and less Manaphy, and then you can get a turn 1 attack off with Delphox, which is really powerful against stuff like the Dragapult deck, the Gardevoir deck. So, and you also have the aggression with the help of the Gouging Fire, the Professor Sawdust Vitality, and there's even some Monkey Dory action going around with 2 copies of that in this list. Fluttermane also thrown up in the list. Very aggro. Tracking Shoes is available, and with Magma Basin you can get energy into play. So Gouging Fire, believe it or not, got 2nd place. Ooh, that's nice. Leonardo Fernandez from Brazil, also on the Miraidon hype train. There was like 3rd place and 6th place. So Rafael Uiti, if I pronounce it correctly. So they were all playing the same 60, as well as Pedro Pertusi. So tons of people on Miraidon, and this is actually a Miraidon list very similar to the one from Azul. Azul actually played a 16th Lightning Energy, and what else do we see? Like nobody played the Zapdos from Pokemon Go. I think, I don't know what the exact difference is, to be honest. If I take a look at Azul 60, I just noticed an additional basic lightning energy, and there's here we also see the Forest Seal Stone as a change. I think that's one of the few changes there were. So very, very cool to see Miraidon, and we're gonna see a whole lot more of that. So we have Rolando Gabriel Coronado Jimenez. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. That's a whole mouthful. So congratulations, Ronaldo, from Mexico with Cloth Terapagos. Look at that. Okay, Cloth Terapagos has been a deck that people have been, play testing with because of Budew. This actually is still playing Hisuian Electrode V. I don't know if it actually was that useful because Charizard numbers are down. You can, of course, item lock with the Itchy Pollen in combination with the Poison of the Brood Banette and the Radiant Hisuian Sneasel and the Binding Mochi. So you can item lock for a lot of damage. I did test out a Cloth Terapagos deck on the channel before a couple of days ago, so you can also check that video out if you want to learn more about this 60. It's pretty much very clear. Use the Precious Trolley, go wide on your board, get everything out from the Radiant Hisuian Sneasel to the Brood Banette to maybe even the Petulant to donk people. The deck literally has it all, and with the help of the Binding Mochi Poison combo, Terapagos is able to hit ridiculous numbers. I think you are able to cap out at 290, which is kind of nuts if I'm being honest. And in the late game, you can even go higher with the Blood Moon Ursaluna. So Binding Mochi really helping out with the damage output, and if that was not enough, you also come back with one copy of the Black Belts Training, also a card from the Prismatic Evolutions set, allowing you to slap 40 additional damage that turn, and that can definitely surprise a lot of opponents. So this archetype getting into top 8, you'll love to see it. Now we have Aiden Cuss from the United States with Dragapult Dusknoir. Okay, Dragapult Dusknoir. Also played by Brent Tonneson in that asymmetrical top 16. We see there, Brent Tonneson, 9th place, same exact 60. So people have been on the same mindset for a lot of these tournaments. So yeah, we have the Budew, only one copy. Some of them play 2. We have the Lance to just get your setup under item lock, which is great. Also searchable through the means of Luminion. A 3-1-2 line of the Dusknoir. So very, putting emphasis onto that Dusknoir with the Curse Blast to just surprise people. And there's also the Lost Vacuum in there. Very, very cool to see that Dusknoir is still alive, even though there's item lock. It makes sense, and the only Dusknoir variant I see personally is the one from Dragapult. Rafael Uiti was playing also Miraidon, we saw that 60. Michael Davidson with Gardevoir. So Gardevoir, of course, one of the strongest decks as well. There is that Mawile tacked in there, and the Mawile could be really useful to surprise Miraidon players if they already burned their switch card, so be careful of getting Mawile tempted trapped, and that could happen. Other than that, there's also Spiritomb to slow down stuff like Rotom V and Luminion V for that example. So the V Pokemon that are still like the utility Pokemon in the format, and other than that, it's a consistent list. They also are playing Cresselia, and I see no Drifloon in here. I don't believe my eyes, no Drifloon in here. There's also the Heroescape as the Ace Pack card of choice. I'm very surprised. No Bravery Charms, no Drifloon. They just went full on consistency. Also the double Turo in there. And with 3 copies of TM Evo, I think this list wants to be going second like 100% of the time. Like, that just makes sense. Very cool. You do have options with Mimikyu and Mawile to stall out a little bit until you develop all your Monkey Dories. 3 copies of the Monkey Dory in there. So another take on Gardevoir, cutting down the Drifloon entirely. There's Caleb Rogerson with a Miraidon list, believe it or not. This is playing the Zapdos from Pokemon Go. Let's go. A little bit of Zapdos action. I love to see it. And also the double copy of the Forest Seal Stone and the 15 energies. I think Azul was the only one going for that 16 lightning energy, and maybe it helped out with their electric generator numbers, but Miraidon was the pick for this tournament 100%. We already checked out Brent Tonneson's 60. Then there's Steven Salas Kaijina from Costa Rica, believe it or not. We have Dusknoir in Dragapult, so the double Budew. There's a Lost City, okay. You don't see that every day. Lost City in this exact 60. I don't know against which archetype that could be useful. Maybe if you're up against the Mimikyu, you just want to put it in the Lost Zone ASAP, so maybe that is the way you deal with that. Even though Radiant Alakazam can also attack, by the way. Arad Gomez with the Dusknoir Dragapult, another one. This actually is playing one copy of Charmander. No, 1 copy of Charmander and 1 copy of Charizard EX. So it's like a hybrid between Dusknoir Charizard and Dusknoir Dragapult. More emphasis on the Dragapult EX, but they are playing a 1-0-1 line of the Charizard in there. If the opponent is not careful, the Charizard could get unleashed and just blow up on the opponent. So yeah, I like this hybrid list. Definitely also coming back with the technology of Collapse Stadium to get rid of bench hitters like Lumineon. So that's cool. Also, if you're damaged, you can also get rid of a Dragapult with the help of that Collapse Stadium. Alright, Jago Casiraga from Argentina. Also Dragapult Dusknoir. A lot of Dragapult Dusknoir. I think most of them lost in the top 16, actually in the astrometrical cut, which is kind of nuts. So here we have another list. This is playing, yeah, more of the same. There's a Temple. Some of the other lists also were playing Temple, just to make sure that Lugia doesn't do his Legacy Energy stuff. Also, Gift Energy gets deactivated. DTE gets deactivated. Could also work a tiny little bit against stuff like Miraidon. If you like use something like, for example, an Iono and Temple of Sinnoh, that could help, I suppose. So interesting TM Evo, and yeah, not a lot of crazy weird stuff that we've seen. So Caleb Gadamer, also that Miraidon list that we did see, the exact 60 as Azul. So both getting some crazy results with Miraidon. Love it. Okay, and then there's Jose Merced from Mexico with Iron Thorns. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a deck that actually won the World Championships over in Honolulu, Hawaii. And it's a deck focused on disruption. Lots of Judge, lots of Crushing Hammers, lots of Pokemon Catcher and Prime Catcher, and the opponent cannot play the game because they cannot play any abilities. So no Radiant Greninja, no Squawkabilly, no Lumineon, no Rotom, you name it. All the abilities of Rule Box Pokemon shut down while you just go crazy with your Iron Thorns. There's even some double copy of the TM Devo to deal with Dragapult deck. So that is going to be the answer against Dragapult. You just attack them, devolve them. Otherwise, you need to 3-shot them. With this, you can just 2-shot them, which is nice. Definitely because you can penny and all that good stuff as well. So, yeah, cool. What else is here? A bunch of Gardevoirs in the top 16. So we have Jack Moore from Canada. All right, look at that. This still is not playing Drifloon. Where are the Drifloons? They are actually playing Manaphy, so that's cool. Protecting yourself from some spread, even though there's not a lot of spread around, let's be honest. Regidrago VSTAR really down in playability. Also turbo-based decks like Palkia, Greninja-based decks with Dusknoir also slowed down because of Budew. So yeah, lots of people are playing Spiritomb and Gardevoir these days. That's really to deal with Lugia as well. If they're not able to play their Lumineon, they will most of the time brick. Calvin Connor has been consistently doing well. If you don't believe me, go check out Calvin Connor's results. They actually got first place at the Toronto Regionals just a couple of months ago. So we see here this 60 playing the Tatsugiri. That's also something the Japanese players love, and also the Hyper Aroma 8-spec card for this 60, and having access to the Budew. So they have more of versatility than the other ones, but nobody's playing Drifloon and nobody's playing Bravery Charms. That's kind of crazy. Who would have known? We have Eder with Lugia. So Lugia flying high here with double, yeah, double 2/2 line of Chinchino, Regigigas, and even Drapion. Is that a little bit overkill against Gardevoir when you have the Chinchino, when you have the Regigigas, and have the Jamming Tower? Like this list was just saying nope to Gardevoir, that's for sure. Other than that, we don't see Squawkabilly, only a couple of Lumineon. And a bunch of regular ball engines, Carmine and Jack. So similar to my World 60, I would say. They are actually playing a 4th copy of Lugia. I think that makes sense. If you get item lock, you want to find that second Lugia ASAP. Otherwise, things go down the drain. They also are playing as 12, 14, yeah, 16 energies. Like almost the exact 60 from my World's Adventure, by the way. I actually was playing a 3rd Great Ball, and the Dusknoir was also a Great Ball, and the Regigigas was a 3rd Minccino. Other than that, very cool to see. Lugia still doing well. It was stopped down heavily by the bunch of Miraidons, by the way. Andrew Hedrick with Lost Box, the Lost Box believer. There we go. Even with Budew around, there is a lot of things you can do with Lost Box, as mentioned. Late game Blood Moon, Iron Hands for MP very much for double prizes. There's Prime Catcher as well as powering up Greninja. So this is one of the few decks. Turbo with a lot of Pokestop to go turn 1 Greninja against Gardevoir, as well as Dragapult. So that's cool for sure. Then a little bit more, we have Dragapult, Dusknoir. Anything cool and spicy? A little bit of the same. I think the known archetype has been, the known 60 has been confirmed. There's a Gabriel Smart. So we had Santoro, the Juices, the Dios Gonzalez. They actually played that Dragapult, Dusknoir, Gabriel Smart with Gardevoir. So a lot of people are going with the Gardevoir hype, and this is the exact same 60 as Michael Davison getting top 8. So Hero's Cape, Gardevoir, and the Drifloons are all gone. That is very, very, very surprising. I am not gonna lie. With double Turo and Hero's Cape, you're turning your Gardevoir into quite the ridiculous monster. Alright, moving forward, we have Omar Alejandro Suarez Guriola. Oh man, cannot pronounce that correctly. My apologies. They have a Raging Bolt Believer right here. Going pretty wild. There's double Crispin. So we have Crispin and Sada, so even if you get item lock, you have a lot of ways to get energies in play, and also playing the Budew to slow the opponent down. There we go. What else? A bunch of more Miraidons, 22nd with Pedro Pertusi. We did see that Miraidon list already. Alberto Bonsanto with Lugia. This Lugia is also not playing Squawkabilly. It is playing a 2-2 line of the Chinchino and 1 copy of the Regigigas and 1 copy of the Jamming Tower. So people have pretty much fallen standard into getting that 4th Lugia into the deck. So that is the only change that I can see. Also Fluttermane to deal with very weird situations. For example, an Iron Thorns in your way. Jamie Riva with another Miraidon 60. This is actually playing 1 copy of the Judge, and they are playing the Prime Catcher and a high amount of research, where the other ones were only focused on Arven and Boss's orders. Okay. Then we have another Lugia with Victor de Velasco. Lugia time. This is playing the Squawkabilly. Very similar to what I've been seeing online. And with double Masagosa, you just want to be consistent. 4 copies of Boss's Orders as well. You just want to be consistent. If you're an item block, you want to make sure you set up first. Cesar David Alvarado Martinez with Gardevoir. Okay, this is the first Drifloon of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Double Bravery Charm and even the Moonlit Hill and the Secret Box. So what is the best A-Spec card for Gardevoir? Let me know. Is it Unfair Stamp? Is it Secret Box? Is it Hero's Cape? Like, so many options for the Gardevoir decks to just go with. Yeah. What is your personal preference? Do you like Drifloon in the deck? Yes or no? I want to get a debate started. What is the best Gardevoir? 60. Alicio Vasquez with Miraidon. So much Miraidon, crazy. This actually is playing the Minior technology. This helps a ton if the opponent wants to trap you. Note to self that this Miraidon actually steps 20 damage for each energy in your opponent's active retreat cost. So this can deal with trapping of stuff like Sup locking. It can also deal with Mawile and all that, since this one can attack. You can keep attacking with the Minior. And you're going to be good. At one point, you're going to be knocking them out. And also helps against Snorlax's block, which can instantly win if they trap a bench hitter like Latias or a Pikachu EX. Also playing a Cologne in here for some particular reason. Pablo Meza, alright, cool. Tablemon going with 28 and the Pidgeot control. The only control list, and this is very cool. Playing a 2-2 line of Pidgeot EX, claiming that Pidgeot EX is the best way to be playing control to get any card you want at any given point with a quick search. Having the Grand Tree technology and the Luxurious Cape can turn one of your non-rule box Pokemon into quite a tanky Pokemon. You have the Milotic. This Milotic means that your opponent's Pokemon in play and all attached cards cannot be put in their hand. So you stop stuff like Turo when this Milotic is around, which means the Stop block is more successful. And there is also the Chimpao here. If you slap it down from your hand onto the bench, you may discard a stadium and play. So that is definitely a way. It's a searchable way, definitely, because you're going to be able to discard stadiums quite easily. And there's always the capabilities of picking some Pokemon up with Penny, so very cool. We have Luxray with the Disruption, we have Sup Locking, there's Zero Sick, there's Defiance Vest, Counter Game, Bravery Charm, Luxurious Escape, Picnic Basket for the Dragapult matchup, Giacomo for the Lugia matchup. So yeah, they played incredibly well because my brain would explode with playing a deck like this, but I still need to test it out, bro. We have Shane McManus with Lugia. All right. Lugia, this is the first weird hero of the day, also playing Torchon as a surprise, and it's a little bit of a debate between Masagosa and Jamming Tower. Let me know in the comment section, which one do you prefer in Lugia right now? Are you the consistency hype with Masagosa, or are you disruption with Jamming Tower, shutting down the tool cards right from the get-go? Cameron Scotland with Lugia. Lugia also there's only one Bravery Charm for the Drifloon, but a high emphasis on the Monkey Dories and Mawile in almost every Gardevoir list makes it trapping win condition. Not only against stuff like Miraidon, but other decks that are not respecting, trapping. And also with the double Turo, you up your chances again of getting trapped yourself. Alright, then we have Michael Engels with Lugia again. Double Regigigas, believing in the hype of the Jewel Breaker, so knocking out Terra Pokemon instantly, and then 32nd was Enrique Sanchez, alright, with Gardevoir. So here we have it, Gardevoir, another Drifloon. So the best performing Gardevoir decks did not play Drifloon. That's something we can conclude from this video. The double Turo seems to be in a lot of Gardevoir lists. Not only can you like Monkey Dory, Turo it up, and Monkey Dory again with the combination of a Night Stretcher or something, is going to be a Gardevoir world. So Gardevoir did really well. And Dragapult did really well, and Miraidon did really well. Lugia a little bit less good, but it was still around in that top 32. So that's my review of the top 32 decks. There was also Goldango that got 33rd. There was an Ancient Box at 40th place. There was an Archelodon at 39th place, but other than that, it's a little bit the same. It's like all the roguish decks, like Future Box and Charizard and all that, was actually also part of the day 2 meta, but there was a lot of stuff around, that's for sure. The most popular decks in the room, as mentioned, Dragapult, Gardevoir, Lugia. If you can beat those, now Miraidon joins that as the 4th horseman of the format, then you are ready for EYC. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of the run through. If you enjoyed it, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Let me know in the comments below, do you prefer Jamming Tower or the Masagosa and Lugia? Do you prefer Drifloon or no Drifloon in Gardevoir? And for the Dragapult players out there, what stadium is your preference? Lost City, Temple of Sinnoh, Collapse Stadium? Let me know down below. Let's get a discussion started for these top decks. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Go check out the sponsors that make the videos possible. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Get 5% off using the coupon ZAPDOS5. TCG Evolutions for your damage counters, ability tokens. Get 10% off right now using that sweet coupon ZAPDOSTCG. BowdownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. You can get 5% off on everything on the website, from promo codes to the latest booster packs in town. Stuff up your TCG Live account right now. And cardmarket.com for European players, where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZAPDOSTCG to help support the channel. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG madness. Thanks for watching. Peace.